everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I have a guest here today, a very special friend of mine, Dorthula Green, also known as Dottie. Welcome to the show today, Dottie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And we're going to talk about one of our favorite subjects, which is going to be the National Council of Negro Women. But before we get into all that, I always like to start the show off by saying, I hope everybody out there is doing their job to crush COVID.
Yes.
We keep getting these new variants. Now there's the Omicron or Omicron or
yes.
whatever you choose to call it, Omicron. In any case, it's a new variant, and the reason it's mutating is because we are not all vaccinated, I believe.
Right.
I am fully vaccinated. I had got my booster done. So because I have a granddaughter, and she's unable to get vaccinated. So that's my reasoning for doing it. But whether you get vaccinated or you don't get vaccinated, you wear your mask, you keep your distance, you do whatever you need to do to keep yourself and your family safe. So just do your job to crush COVID. We are now at 60% of fully vaccinated people in this country. That's not enough. We need to go further. So if you're able to get vaccinated, I think that's the only thing that's gonna, crush COVID. And I'm hoping that it's over by next year.
Yes.
Because I'm tired of wearing my mask in the gym. You know how hard it is to run on a treadmill with a mask? It's difficult, and the grocery store and this, that, and the other. But on a serious note, we have to take this very seriously. And look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Mathematical is the one thing that's universal. In every single language, almost 800,000 people in America has lost their lives because of COVID. So I just follow the science and I look at the numbers and I do what I can to keep safe. And I want you to do the same. Right. So on that note,
yes,
that's enough preaching for one day.
No, listen, you gotta listen. That's a preaching we need to keep doing.
We're in a COVID era. We can't do anything without talking about COVID because before you go to a game, you got to find out, do you have to have your mask? Or before you go into a restaurant or, anything we do, we have to consider that we need to wear a mask or we need to show our ID or show our COVID card or something. So we're in a COVID era. So that's why I talk about it. When it's over, when everybody does their job and crush COVID, I'll stop talking about it. Yes, how about that?
That's it. It's really, that's really important. We mustn't take it for granted. I know we get tired and we get anxious, but again, like anything else, if you want more, you keep doing what you're doing. If you want less, you keep do something different.
Exactly.
So if we want to take off the mask, if we want to be well, we need to do the things that are going to make it better. And that's like you said, getting the vaccine, being safe, wearing your mask, making sure that you take care. And you can't do that. You can't do that just by doing nothing. You have to be proactive. So our health is really is very important. It's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, health, if you don't have it, it's the most important thing. If you do have it, good health,
yes,
we tend to take it for granted because we're always healthy. We get up every day and, do everything we need to do. But there are some people out there with some serious illnesses that wish they had our good health. So, do what you got to do. Anyway, I want to welcome Dottie again. She's a really good friend of mine. She's my NCNW sister. We have the NCNW means the National Council of Negro Women, and we have 5 sections. She's in the New Haven section, and I'm in the Bridgeport section, but it doesn't matter. We're all sisters.
Yes, we are.
She has a wealth of knowledge regarding the NCNW. How long have you been a member of the NCNW?
Oh, my goodness.
See what I mean? Don't give away your age, though. Just say a long time.
It's been quite a while. Not quite a millennium, but it's been quite a while. And this as you say, talking about NCNW, just generally giving a little history about NCNW. NCNW was actually started in 1935 on the national level by Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. And if anyone's familiar with Bethune-Cookman College, that's the college that she founded. And she was very active politically. As a matter of fact, there was a time when she was sort of deemed the black president, because she was the person that presidents looked to connect to the African American community.
Okay.
And so when she founded NCNW in 1935, the basic idea was to bring together organizations, to be, as we say now, an organization of organizations, because there were, given a little history, in the 30s, pre-30s, the African American community, black community, Negro community, colored community, was under a lot of pressure, a lot of discrimination, sadly somewhat like today, but where African American women would come together and they formed different clubs to meet needs in the community. And what Mary McLeod Bethune's idea was that to bring all of those clubs together to work as a power unit, as I like to use the term synergy, to have the synergy of all those organizations working together, advocating on behalf of the African American community, specifically African American women, their communities, their families, meeting those needs, whether it be housing, whether it be politically, whatever the need was, to try to make sure that they came together to work. Because again, like you said, we can do this with our hands.
Right.
We can do this with our hands. But if we do this with our hands, there's a power here that's not here.
Exactly.
So
okay.
coming together. And that was the premise. And so through the years, as NCNW has grown around the country, there are 232 sections. We don't say chapters. We use the word sections instead of chapters. It makes us a little unique. So we use chapters, and there are 232 chapters around the country, and I think there are about 40 college chapters on college campuses, which would help us to sustain and to grow as we get. But that's the basic premise. So here in Connecticut, as you said, we have 5 sections. We have the New Haven section that I'm president of. We have Bridgeport, which you're a part of. We have New London, and we making me forget. And we have Hartford section, and then the college section.
The collegiate is
UConn. So we have several sections here in Connecticut, and again, the idea is to look and understand what are the needs of the African American women. And when we say this, we're not saying that we're exclusive, but we're saying we're understanding what the clear needs are, and trying to utilize whatever resources we can to help to meet those needs.
Exactly.
And that's what the general idea is. And it's an organization, like I said, it's an organization of women. Any woman who would like to be a part can certainly be a part. It's a membership organization, and there are membership dues every year, that we pay every year, or you could become a lifetime member, and on the local level there. There are membership. We talked earlier that oftentimes we'll have a membership tea.
Oh yes.
A membership tea invites as a time to learn about the organization, learn about what your local section is doing, and see if there's something. There are things that attract you to that you can be a part of that mission. And so we were in New Haven, for instance. We were considering doing one in October. However, a number of things occurred that made that not. But look for it, as they say.
Okay, and I will keep you abreast to that.
So
it's coming. Well, it was supposed to be in October,
right.
And because of the new, I think Delta came out then.
A lot of stuff started coming out.
So many other things, so many distractions. So it got delayed. So
we're looking maybe early, maybe in early 2022,
and I will make announcements on the show about that whenever the New Haven membership tea comes up. That's really a fun time.
Yeah, and also, if you people are interested in, just going on the national website to learn more about the organizations overall, they can always go to ncnw.org and find out about the organization generally. And you can contact me. You see my email, it's on the screen. You can contact me. Just if you wanted more information, I can just send you some information directly about the New Haven section, and let you know also about the other sections, at least give you contact information for the other sections, if you're in a different area.
Right.
So.
So one of the things I really love about the NCNW is that, and the reason I joined is because where I grew up at and how I grew up, and I wish I had someone to advocate for me. I was just like, I grew up on the east side of Bridgeport, you know, single family, lots of kids, and, you know, without a bunch of resources. And I needed a mentor and didn't really have one. So I said, you know, and I was never a part of a sorority or anything like that. And so this, to me, this NCNW organization, to me, is my sisterhood. And I just said, if I could help one person, one little African-American girl like myself, get to the other side or see both sides, then I'll feel like, you know, I accomplished something. It's, you know, and I really understand. I used to always hear my mother say, it's better to give than to receive. I was like, yeah, right. I was a kid. I wanted to receive everything. Give me all the money. Give me.
Yes.
But now that I'm an adult and, you know, I understand that, I truly understand what it means what she meant when she said that it is truly a greater feeling to give than it is to receive. And when you volunteer for a nonprofit organization like the NCNW, it gives you that warm feeling, that secure feeling, that feeling of fulfillment. And, you know, there's just no better feeling for me. And I was talking to Dottie here about some of the events that they do in New Haven. You know, Bridgeport, we do certain events too. But you were telling me about a special grant that you guys did, and I thought that was real interesting. So why don't you share that with our community?
Yeah, throughout the pandemic, for instance, we were thinking about this before, but throughout the pandemic, you know, everyone was really focused on people getting food because food, you know, because that's an essential. That's absolutely essential. We must eat, and with all the job loss, et cetera, it just was hard. So there are tons of pantries around where you can get food. However, as women, we were thinking, women, girls have to have their supplies for, monthly supplies.
Hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene, so their feminine hygiene supplies. And no one seemed to be addressing that issue. Let's just say no one, but didn't appear to be anyone addressing it. So what we did, we wrote a grant. And at the time, Yale University was providing grant money to the New Haven community.
Thank you for your support, Yale. You're always there for New Haven. I know that.
And so, they provided some monies, and so we wrote the grant, and we received monies that we were able to purchase. Sanitary supplies.
Excuse me one second. Who wrote the grant? The NCNW members?
Yes.
You wrote it?
Okay.
All right.
Wrote the grant.
I didn't know if you had to get a grant writer.
In this case, it was the blessing. In this case, it was a relatively straightforward grant. That goes to 501c3s. You have to be a nonprofit, or at least minimum have a fiduciary. And so I was able to put the grant together because we had a very simple, straightforward point that what we wanted to do was to provide sanitary supplies to a certain number of women and girls over a 3-month period. And so what we did, and we were looking to utilize organic, safe products. And we found a company that provided those kinds of products, and we were able to, again, we received $15,000, and we stretched that $15,000 so that we were able to service 600. We were able to provide 600 women with 3 months' supplies of sanitary supplies for their because we were, and our mind was that pandemics do not stop periods.
Yeah,
they will come.
Huge. And who thought of that?
Yeah.
Nobody thought of that. We thought of, rent. We thought of food. Not even I thought of it because I'm past that stage.
Yes,
So we didn't think about it. That is so huge. That is so thoughtful. And that is one of the things that a community will thank you for, and that they need.
Right, and and one of the things that made
good for you.
One of the things that made us think about it was this. And we don't often look at this. Two things actually. we went the Yukon section of NCNW. We went to the Yukon for a meeting, and in the hallway was a little cubicle thing. Donations, sanitary supplies, and I was on the college campus, and I'm thinking, and my brain was just wasn't connecting with that. I thought, on a college campus, why would they be collecting sanitary?
Because we're past that.
Well, also, but the other piece is that you would not think that you just don't think about people needing to. You just assume that it's taken care of.
Exactly.
And realizing that there were girls who couldn't afford it, and then I also at one point knew a young woman who was very much in my immediate circle, who was really twixt between housing, family conflict, etc. And she was working part-time, quasi on her own, but couldn't really afford to be on her own.
Right.
And I realized that she struggled with getting her supplies. And it just kept blowing my mind that and you would never in a million years know it, because she looked like looks like a model, talented, smart young lady going to school, trying to make it, but could not afford to do basic things.
Exactly.
So that's when it hits you, and you have families, you might get food stamps, but you don't get period stamps.
Yes. That is huge. I can't even begin to tell you how far out. I mean, I don't think anybody thought of that. I really, really don't.
So we're looking to we're looking to make that a sustainable project that we can do ongoingly, as opposed to simply during the time of the pandemic.
Yes.
So we still have a few supplies, so we're still distributing some, but not as much. So we've been trying to raise more money, so that we can continue to do that. And working with individuals, families, with organizations. There are lots of small grassroots organizations that mentor girls, etc. And they mentor girls, like you were mentioning, being from Father Panic Village, and there are children who live in the projects
in
or
poverty.
public housing and poverty in different pockets. And you have kids who sometimes, unfortunately, their parents might have problems of their own, drug addiction, whatever there might be, or just self-absorption, where they don't provide their children with the things that they need.
Exactly, or the conversations that
they need.
Exactly.
So we're looking to fill some of that gap, and that's one of those things that we think is important, because again, the NCNW's mission, is to advocate, support, African American women, and their needs in their community. And this is certainly a need. And I'm sure it goes beyond our community, but at the same time, that's our focus. So yeah, it's been an important part of what we did this year. It was quite an undertaking to have 2,000 boxes of sanitary pads sitting in my being delivered and dumped in my front yard.
Who's going to be using all these?
Yeah, And,
so what did you guys do? Make like little packages?
Yes, that's
you
what
just
we
put
did.
them in backpacks.
We did.
How did you distribute them?
What
did you just
what we did? We made packages. About 10 of the NCNW members came to my house in the middle of COVID, because it was COVID. Remember, and spread out through my house, and we packed, everybody.
Collated.
Collated. We had a little
production
line going on. Yes,
that's great.
And we packed, individuals, packages of, bag that had so many packages of napkins, and then we only did napkins. We didn't do tampons, because our thing was just to do the napkins at this time. And we provided some sanitary wipes, and masks, and some things to do, hand sanitizer.
Right.
I think we had sanitizer in some of them, but to provide that in a small bag, or we boxed them up, in boxes of about 100 boxes of pads, and materials to go to some of the smaller organizations that were struggling. That weren't getting with the things that they needed, that served women, and provided it to them as well. And to, like I said, and sometimes we also work with this organization. Name evades me right now, but they work with street women, with women on the streets. We oftentimes, we not, because people judge what they do or whatever, but our issue wasn't to judge what they do so much as to provide a need that we know was there.
Yeah, you know what I found out? I see a lot of homeless people right there on the boulevard and everything. And one guy was getting off the exit in New Haven, exit 8, I think it was. And I had just left one of my clients' house. His mom had passed away, and he wanted to give me all these brand new girl socks. And I was like, okay, I'll take them. You know, I have tons of socks, but he didn't want to throw them away. And I said, well, I won't let you throw them away. They're brand new. So I took the socks, and as fate would have it, I'm getting off the exit, and the guy has a sign, you know, he's homeless and, you know, need help and everything. And then he had a list of what he needed, socks, underwear, whatever. And I was like, this is just perfect. That was, you know, I'm doing God's work.
Yeah.
And so I flipped out. I was going to keep 1 or 2 pair of socks because they was new, but, you know, I didn't get a chance, so I just flipped out and I gave him like the whole big bag of socks. And he was eternally grateful. That meant more than money. So I'm going to piggyback off of your idea. That's still your idea. Share your idea. And bring that to the Bridgeport NCNW. And then I want to add underwear, because underwear and socks are one of the most, like, if you listen to homeless shelters, that's one of the most main products that they are missing is socks and underwear.
Correct. Yeah,
and so that'll go a long way with the napkins and everything. Those are the kind of things that the NCNW women organizations are doing for their communities. That was just one example. We have done tons of things. Like, I remember the Bridgeport section, we had a soul food for finals. Out of Stratford Library there, and we all cooked. Of course, I made the macaroni and cheese because mine is the best. But and everybody cooked their specialty. That's what we did. And the kids from, the girls from the greater Bridgeport area, colleges and high schools were invited, and they came in and we talked and we, you know, gave them food, because during the finals, kids are saying they're pulling all-nighters trying to get their grades. They're eating ramen noodles, let's face it, because they're broke. I know my son ate a lot of ramen noodles when he was in college, and it just felt good to give them a nice home-cooked meal. We gave them a meal to take with them, and we also had, I thought we had backpacks of little deodorant, little toiletries, and things like that for them as well. So sometimes it's just the little things that we do in our community that makes us feel so good, and that really makes a difference in the community.
Yeah, and that really, you know, validates and makes people feel that they're valuable, you know. And I wanted to mention one other thing that we do in the New Haven section. We do the African American Women's Summit, which is a huge event that we do once per year, usually in March, and I hope you look for that as well. Right now, that usually it's live, and we usually have about, you know, 300 plus or minus women coming from all over this, you know, city, the area, Bridgeport, and we provide just a day of workshops, programming, you know, introduction to authors, all those kinds of things, to informational tables, information, so that the community can be aware of all the things that are available to them. Information on politics, a panel discussion with various leaders and various experts on different topics. So that's something that we started, again, a synergy, bringing together organizations, you know, some of those are AKAs, the Deltas, the many of the sororities, the other groups like the National Association of New York Business and Professional Women, and just the number of local organizations like Keepsakes, and the health department, et cetera. All those organizations come together to bring information to one space where people can get, you know, handle on some of that stuff. Information about CDK, you know, chronic kidney disease. These are things that are rampant in our community, diabetes, et cetera. And we are doing a national forum on February 3rd, I believe it is, on the skyrocketing price of, you know, cost of insulin, and you can how important that is to our community as well.
Exactly.
And there'll be a national forum on that, actually led by one of our local New Haven NCNW members, Sherry Pratt, she'll be coordinating that forum on the national level. That'll be on Zoom, probably sometime in February.
Yeah, diabetes is. It's like a global killer.
Yes.
I'm a Medicare representative and, you know, life insurance agent as well. And life insurance is based on your age, your gender, and your health. And I can't begin to tell you how many folks are on metformin and insulin. And so I ran into this one guy or this one company where he teaches you how to eliminate diabetes or how to control it. And he explained that it's simple exercise.
Yes, exercise.
Your muscles have, the diabetes, the sugar and everything have a place to go. You just have to keep doing that. And I thought that was amazing. So that's, those
Weight
are
loss.
great resources that they bring. They also bring resources about Medicare. And I, for
Yes.
one, I always,
Yes.
I always set up my vendor table, give out financial information, because not only do I advocate for, African American women, I also advocate for boomers like myself.
Yes.
I want everybody to have the best medical care, the best medical insurance that they can get, because I can't think of anything more important than your health care and life insurance right now.
Right.
You have to have those things. And so I just give them information about, how to take advantage of benefits of,
and I do want to say to the audience that, and just giving kudos to Vanita, that her presentation is just so wonderful because she keeps it simple and she keeps it real. It's not even about trying to sell you. It's just really making sure that you get the information that you need to do what you need to do. And it's just been, I know I've heard her present, and it's just really amazing how she's just so aware, and just I said to her, I'm not even sure how you even keep all the stuff in your head, because it's just so much stuff. But she's clear and she understands it, and it's just really a wonderful experience to have her just share that information with the group. If you have a small group that you think you might want to have her come and do a presentation to, let her know, because certainly it would be a benefit, so that you could better understand, when you're looking for insurance, when you're looking for Medicare, when you're looking for, those kinds of things. Because many times we're intimidated because it's so much. But this woman,
Thank you.
She knows. Listen, she knows it well, and it's so comfortable and easy for her. So
Well, thank you for that, Dottie.
Appreciate the servant heart in what she does it as well. I'm sorry, the servant's heart when she does it as well.
Well, and the reason for that is, we only have about 30 seconds left. I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds. But the reason for that is, where I grew up, we didn't have that information. Without the information, you cannot take advantage of the benefits and the features. So, Dottie, last words to our audience. And thank you so much for coming on.
Listen, I always enjoy it. Thank you so much. I just want to say to all the women out there, if you are interested in being a part of an organization that really serves and cares about community, the National Council of Negro Women, NCNW, is the place for you. And if you're interested in joining, feel free to contact Vanita or contact myself about, if you're in the New Haven area, contact me. If you're in Bridgeport, contact her, and we can put you in place with the right people. If you're in New London or Hartford, let us know, and we can get you in touch with people who can help you. Because many of us want to serve, but we just don't have a synergy. We don't have a place to be tethered. And if you want to be tethered to a good organization, National Council of Negro Women, NCNW is the place to be.
Thank you so much, Dottie, for that. Thank you again for being
Thank
here
you.
and sharing that wonderful information. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.
Remember vaccination. Oops.